do you handle a hormonal parrot? Hi, this is Cammie, and this is Kailani, my macaws, my Mac girls. And I'm Kaylin, the author of The Parrot Blues Bond, who is always watching carefully with these two big hookbills by me. How do you handle a hormonal parrot? Because if you've been watching my videos lately, you know, the ability to fly. She didn't even fall. She started to fall and didn't touch the ground. She just lifted. If you've been watching my videos, then you have likely seen my Indian ringneck, who is hormonal, and did a great job of illustrating that they can be a little mean, as she bit me. Now, Indian ringnecks can be a little mean. I'm not sure that's saying a whole lot. I mean, any parrot can be mean. But a hormonal parrot is always in a certain mindset, and any hormonal parrot is a hormonal parrot. The smaller the parrot, the less I feel like it's too much of an issue. The bigger the parrot, the more scary it can be. Now, how do you handle that? First, let's understand a little bit of what's going on. When a parrot is hormonal, their programming is telling them two things. Number one, save my tripod. Okay, no, not really, of course. The two things are find a territory, a nest, guard it with your life. And number two, find a mate and, you know, make feathered babies. So when your parrot is being super like defensive and stuff like that, you know, understand that in nature they're gonna have, I don't know, all sorts of things, monkeys, other birds, other critters coming and trying to steal their eggs or their babies. And of course they don't want that, and some parrots will fight to the death to protect their babies. The truth is, see, she agrees with me. A lot of humans are like that too. So we have to kind of really give them a little understanding, I think, if we're going to not go crazy about their hormones and maybe like understand their hormones a little, and in that sense put ourselves in a position to cut them a little bit of a break. When they're hormonal, a couple of things that you want to do is stay out of their way and make sure that all along, even when they're not hormonal, you aren't making them more hormonal, because I think that is something that is a problem. I had someone who came and visited, and he has lovebirds and a beautiful conure, and he felt very comfortable just like petting my parrots, and that's about what my parrot did. But you have to be like slow and cautious. But I noticed that he was touching them in places that are not appropriate. So parrots within their flock, everyone is allowed to, hey sweetie, pet them on the head. When it comes to other parts of their body, and I never have been able to research a straight answer, so I just stick to head I can pet. The rest of their body, especially under the wings, is left for their mate. And that's going to make them hormonal, and they have a squirrel visiting. It's okay. It's okay. I know. You hear birds and you're a little at ease. And the squirrel. Now, unfortunately, a lot of parrots get really cute and sweet and cuddly, and they lift their wing for you to put your hand under there and pet them. And that is going to make them hormonal. That's something that a mate does. Even babies will do that, and it's something that you have to really not do. Now, you can touch them. Oh. She's really a little worried. I know, like I said, it's the birds, and maybe the squirrel's gone now, but she's usually not quite so worked up. Come here, sweetie. I gotcha. You're okay. And there goes my tripod. No. Come on. Come on. Plus, I need to... No, that didn't go too well, but she rescued it. You can touch them anywhere, but you don't want to rub. And really, the best thing to do is the head. They love having their ears scratched, which she might not let me do right now because she's just really off. And when you scratch their ears, they'll often yawn. They go, and they start to look blissed out. Stick to their head, their chin, their bones here. They like that. Stick to neck and up, and you are going to have less of activated hormones, right? Instead of activating their hormones and stimulating them, you're going to not stimulate them. So it's not to say that they won't be hormonal, it's to say that you're not going to take the hormones and amplify them. So there you have a couple of things you can do. You could always also opt to give them some CBD oil because that'll be calming to them, and so maybe they won't be quite as aggressive and quite as defensive of their area or of their mate, especially if it's you, during the season, which we're pretty much in season now, and the parrots are getting a little hormonal. Even my little guys, my parrotlets, when they are teenagers, because I feel like the hormones happen during the teenage years, even the parrotlets will get a little crazy, and the boys can be a little hard to handle. And if they start to get aggressive with other parrotlets or people, I'll separate them. I'll put them in another cage temporarily, like maybe a couple hours, maybe a little longer, maybe a day, depends on how aggressive they're being and if they're hurting other parrots. And that kind of is a flock mentality move, because basically the flock is ostracizing him and or her, depending on what kind of, what gender parrot you have. And let's get you to fly. Ready? Fly! And they respond really well to that, because it's kind of like, if you want to be in the flock, everybody's nice. We don't allow hurting other parrots. So don't, be really careful with that, because it's not meant to be a punishment. It's meant to be a consequence. And she's mad because I am once again trying to rescue my tripod. It's meant to be a consequence, not a punishment. And the difference is, if you hurt some parrots, I'm going to separate you or people, because that behavior is not beneficial to the flock, versus a punishment is punishing for something that someone's done, but it really comes from a judgment. That hurt, I didn't like it, it was mean, I don't like you right now, whatever. But a punishment is going to really not land well on your parrot. We should never punish our parrots, but a consequence, because of the way you're treating the flock, is a little different. Now, parrots can always behave in those kinds of ways, but I really have only done that maybe once or twice when I had a male parrotlet not being nice to the others. It's something that you use very sparingly. Because it can be so scarring to them. Thank you for joining us in this video. I think that my tripod has put up with enough for one day. We will catch you next time. If you have any questions about your hormonal parrot or your non-hormonal parrot, please be sure to comment below, and we'll bite at you next time.